G'day folks, Ben from Snugly's today. I'm kind of excited to show you these Roman palm sleeping bags. These have long been a really good value, affordable, lightweight sleeping bag, synthetic filled sleeping bag for camping and particularly for lightweight adventures, but especially so for scouts and the likes who want to get their first bag for hiking. Now these have been reinvented to include all new recycled materials, 80% recycled exterior, 100% recycled interior, which equates to what they state to be 28 bottles for the lighter version, up to 62 recycled bottles in the -10 version. And they come in 4 different, well, there's actually quite a few different temperature ratings. It's Snowy's. I've got the 0 and the -5 here at the moment, also available in a 5 degree and also a -10 degree. There's also a lighter weight 15 degree model. They all have the same features and the same sizes. The difference is the amount of fill inside that makes it warmer. So the more fill it's got, the better. You can see they pack up quite compact. So there's this guy here, they weigh 1.1 kilos for the 5 degree bag, through to about 1.9 kilos for the -10 degree bag. So quite a good weight rate for hiking and compact as well. So the compression sack here, so we'll squash down a little bit more. This is rolled up inside here at the moment. If you just stuff it in, which I'll show you later in the video, it will squash down a little bit more. They the fabric's a nice soft feel. This isn't a plasticky feel. They don't have that noisy plastic feel about it. It's quite a nice soft feel fabric. Zippers that run down the sides and then a separate zipper along the foot here so you can open up the foot section by itself. It's got a tapered shape to save on weight and make it relatively efficient, and that synthetic fiber fill inside. If you want to know a little bit more about these bags, I'll run through it all in more detail, and I'm going to crawl inside it too right after this to show you how it fits, and I'll also show you how to pack it back inside its stuff sack. Stick around, we'll get into that shortly. Before we dive in, we've got loads more content like this on our channel, so make sure you like and subscribe below. Now let's jump into the product. So I'm going to refer to the -5 degree bag here because that's probably one of the most versatile temperature ratings. Now they are ISO tested temperature ratings now, so it's not a guess, it's actually tested to a standard. That doesn't mean you will be warm, it's just a level playing field to test all sleeping bags. So a warm sleeper is going to be comfortable probably at -5, maybe a little bit below that. A cold sleeper, you probably want to look at maybe getting a -10 bag to make sure you sleep warm, but it does give a level playing field for other bags that have been tested to the same standard. Now this is how the -5 degree bag packs up here, around about sort of 30 to 35 centimeters in length by 20 to 25 centimeters in diameter across the range. So obviously the smaller it is, the smaller it packs down. The -10 is a little bit bigger than this. The 0 degree bag here, you can see it's just a little bit shorter, perhaps a little bit smaller in diameter there, but they all pack down to relatively the same sort of dimensions. Now, total length of the bag is 210 centimeters in length, and they say it suits users up to 180 centimeters. Now, I'm 185. I'm going to crawl in this shortly to show you how it fits me, but we'll go over the details of the bag first. Firstly, the hood here lays relatively flat, and I've got this sitting on top of a mat here at the moment. But you have this 3-dimensional feature here, and that has a drawstring on the side here. So if I tighten this up, find the right one, there we go. That will tighten around here, so you can pull this in around your face if you like to give it that kind of mummy, efficient shape if you're trying to trap the cold air in on a really, warm air in, sorry, on a really cold night. It's not a sewn through construction, so this section here is stitched into the fill on the inside, but then the stitching on the inside's attached to another layer on the inside there. So this stitch doesn't go right through, so it is quite an efficient construction. There's no point at where the top and the bottom are pinched together to create a cold spot throughout. It's giving you that nice, even, continuous layer of insulation throughout the whole body. It's got 2 zippers, one that runs down the side here, so you've got a little tab over the top here to secure the zipper pull, and this runs down the side here. You do also, I should mention before I go too much further, there is a second drawstring that runs across the top here. So when I tighten this section, it pulls across here and across the top. Just as I unzip this, first thing to note is a little accessory pocket here, so you can keep your keys, your phone, whatever you want at hand. Head torch perhaps handy at night so you don't lose it. This zips all the way to the base here and then overlaps the foot zipper here. So you've got a bit of an overlap section there. So it's a little bit tough where the zips overlap because they're trying to make it relatively firm so you don't get too much airflow through there. But that zips to here, and then you've got your second zipper that runs across the base here. A couple of tabs here just to hang it up. If you're airing it out after an adventure, you can hang it out. And you've got draft tubes that run along the inside of the zipper too. So draft tube along the bottom here, and there's also a draft tube that runs up the side. I'll just do this one up. So when you come around the corner here, you just gotta, if this feels tough, it can just catch on this bit here, but it wants to be relatively close there, as I mentioned, so you don't get that airflow in between the zippers there. And then you've got that draft tube that runs up the side here. Not a huge draft tube, just a small one, but enough just to sit over the top of the zip here when it's zipped up to stop the draft from escaping. Now I'll crawl in the bag, zip that up. Now, 210 centimeters in length, 75 centimeters in width at the top, down to 55 at the base. It's not a three-dimensional foot section, so taller people, you are going to find you don't have that extra space in the end there. It doesn't come in a long version, so the only real limitation of this bag is that particularly tall people aren't going to be able to fit in this, but perfect bag for kids, teenagers and shorter adults. But I'm 185, so we'll see how this goes for me anyway. So I would say my feet are firm at the end there, and this is just over my shoulders. And look, I could sleep in this, but I'm really borderline on the height. So 180 probably really is the good maximum length you'd want for this bag here. I can do this up. See if this goes over the top of my head. If I tighten this, yeah, I'm pushing against the top and the end here. So at 185, I fit, but I do need about that much less, so about 5 centimeters. So I'd say the 180 centimeter maximum height length that they mentioned for these bags here is pretty much spot on. As for packing it away, I will show you how to do that as well, how easy it is. Now you can roll it, they come rolled, as if you've probably seen my previous videos. I've always recommended just stuffing it in a bag because it's so much easier to stuff it in than it is to try and roll it in. And then when you roll it, you're trying to deal with the diameter of the bag rather than just forcing it in the top. So start with the foot section, put the zipper in, just sort of pull it up under your arm and just start stuffing it in the bag like this. Now I've got a price tag on here that I've got to be careful of. I'll just push this down. This is all going in really easily. So that's most in. I'm just going to leave my price tag sticking up top there so I don't tear it off. That went in with very little effort at all actually. So the bags are made with consideration of ease of packing. They've got these compression straps. Now these run loose through the straps on the side here. You can just tighten it up at the top there. So once you've got it crossed over at the base, turn it over this way. Just put some weight down on there. Tighten these up. Squash that down. That could go even further if I liked. So that will squash down even further now. Different temperature rating, so the -10, going to be a slightly bigger bag. It's still going to pack away just as easy. It's not going to pack down quite as small. I could squash that down a little bit further if I like, but that's pretty compact for a -5 degree bag. So this is the Roman Palm series of bags. As I mentioned, these have been around for over a decade that I've been in this industry, always been an affordable and popular option. Now have a proper temperature rating to them, although they were always pretty accurate anyway. The perfect bag if you want to get a sleeping bag for occasional hiking. If you don't go all the time, you don't need to buy the best gear, you just need something that's relatively reliable. Your height's right, or you're looking for something that maybe your kids just joined Scouts, they're on a school camp, you want to buy them a sleeping bag that's reliable and comfortable. Check out the Roman Palm series, available now online at snowies.com.au.